Hello everybody, this is Tracy Jones, the Program Director for the Southeast Louisiana Council, here today as part of our Spring Level Up Challenge to talk about how to build your toolkit. And we're going to have a bunch of tools that we're going to go over today, and we invite each of you to take a picture of your toolkit and post it on the comments below wherever you watch this video. And if you find that we missed something or have a suggestion for another important tool, by all means, let us know what your suggestions are so that you can build the best toolkit that you need. The first thing that we want to talk about, though, and we talk about all the time in scouting, is safety. So the first thing that should go in any toolkit or be close to any toolkit is a first aid kit. Very easy to find. Members of the Scouting BSA family, we invited you this week to build your own first aid kit if you haven't built one already. Very easy to find, very essential. There are different kinds of first aid kits, but this is just a standard home first aid kit for your minor scrapes and bruises. The other thing that you want to have, since we're working with tools, is some eye protection. Eye protection is very important. Sometimes we're working with metal or wood. You can get splinters or metal shavings, and those aren't very good in your eyes. I didn't realize I had one of these, but before the COVID-19 crisis, you could go into Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a home safety kit, and look at what I have. This is an N95 safety mask. I might start wearing this or using this a little more often, but that helps. The other thing is, if you're working with power tools, ear protection. And lastly, the other essential safety gear is a good pair of leather work gloves. These are the ones I use all the time. You can tell I use them when I'm using the mower, the weed eater, all that stuff. They're great, protect your hands, keep them safe. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about are your basic whammers. These are things that you use to drive nails, get your frustrations out, get your stress taken care of. This is your basic claw hammer. It's called a claw because you've got this right here. It helps you get the nails out when you drive them wrong. Speaking slightly from personal experience. This is a heavier hammer, obviously for driving. I use this actually for tent stakes. Works really well for that. But another key thing, before you start, one of the general rules of working with tools is measure twice and cut once. So have a tape measure handy, very valuable so that you can figure out how long things need to be before you cut them and end up with pieces that don't match. The other thing is we all like nice straight lines, so keeping things on the level. Using a bubble level is a great tool. Screwdriver set. Now there are different types of screwdriver heads. This one is called a Phillips head, and there are also flat heads, and it's pretty obvious because they're flat. For those of us who have a house with some trees or limbs, or even just your basic good scout going camping, a good hand axe or hatchet is a very valuable tool. Next thing I have is I have a flashlight because sometimes we have to do repairs in areas where things are hard to see. So having a good flashlight is, I find, very important. Next, we'll talk pliers. This is a slip joint plier, and this here is called a needle nose plier. Now, nice thing about needle nose is many of them have this little blade on the small inside that you can use if you're very careful to help strip wires and nuts. So this here is a metric, and then these are English standard, so these are in inches, like 3/8, quarter, half inch, that kind of thing. These are millimeters, so it's 10, and there are different types. This is an open wrench, and then this end is called a box wrench, and they make them, this is called a combination wrench, and if you get them where they're closed, this is just a closed or box wrench. This happens to be 10 millimeter. I tend to use this a lot with certain car repairs. An adjustable wrench, obviously, because you can adjust how big or how small it goes. They come in different sizes, very handy. Now, our Ranger Pat up at Camp V-Bar, he's told me that a good pair of vice grips is the most valuable tool on earth because it's like a second set of hands. I've used them a couple of times. Very good at, again, holding things so you can work on the other side. Another thing that I keep in my toolkit at home is a staple gun. Again, sometimes it's handy. Well, when I go on scout outings, if you want to put a duty roster up on a board, there you go. And of course, never, ever, ever be without your scout multi-tool or scout pocket knife. They can come in handy when other tools fail. These always work. Thing about sockets is they fit to a specific measurement on a bolt. And they come in either English or metric. And they also come in different, this is called a driver. And so you have different sizes. This is a 1/2 inch, and then they have 3/4 and 1/4 inch. And basically you find the driver and the socket that fit together, and you can attach things. Again, it helps you make sure everything is nice and tight and secure. The other thing is make sure that you have, just like we do in Scouts, that you have a specific place for things and everything goes in its place, and be organized, and as we say, be prepared. Sometimes you'll find that you have to go to a store and get another tool. My father used to measure a success for home improvement projects like golf. The lower number of trips to the hardware store, the better you were. So by gathering some of these tools, you'll be able to handle most anything that comes at you. Look forward to seeing your comments below and pictures of your toolkits. And remember, scouting continues.